This video is powered by KR Mangalam University.
The US can't beat Iran or free the Strait of Hormuz, so is Trump really preparing to create a Suez Canal 2.0 as a desperate workaround? Is Iran's blockade going to force Trump to spend a mega fortune on building a new canal just to escape Tehran's grip on global oil routes? Will Mojtaba ever allow Trump to peacefully create a new waterway that undermines Iran's leverage in the Gulf, or will he try to block it at every turn? Saudi Arabia, America's top ally in the region, has now revealed the total loss caused by the Hormuz shutdown, underscoring just how devastating the disruption has been for producers and consumers alike. With 1 billion barrels of oil already lost so far, is Trump to blame for triggering this global shock through his war and blockade decisions? The Strait of Hormuz has effectively become a minefield as Iran threatens Western ships and lays new dangers along the narrow channel, making every attempted transit a high-risk gamble. My name is Aisha Varma. Let's take a look at more details in this report. Shipping monitor TankerTrackers has posted a proposal suggesting there could be an alternative route to the Strait of Hormuz, offering a possible bypass if the main passage becomes disrupted. TankerTrackers said that Oman could, in theory, create an alternative maritime passage that would allow ships to avoid the Strait of Hormuz altogether. On May 11th, TankerTrackers shared maps showing a very narrow section of Oman's peninsula, highlighting the geography that makes the idea technically interesting. The shipping monitor said a channel could potentially be opened through the rocky land bridge at Maqsa, creating a new route for vessels to move through. TankerTrackers added that the channel could be made deep enough for large vessels to pass through, making the concept more significant for commercial shipping. On X, TankerTrackers said, quote, "Please don't take this seriously because Oman won't, but there's a narrow passage in Musandam which in theory could be opened up to allow up to 25 meters draft depth for vessels to navigate through. The rocky land bridge at Maqsa is only 228 meters wide. The Suez Canal is 193 kilometers long," unquote. TankerTrackers compared the hypothetical project to the Suez Canal, drawing a parallel with one of the world's most famous and strategically important shipping routes. The Suez Canal is considered one of the most important waterways in the world because of the central role it plays in global trade and maritime movement. According to Wired, the original cost of building the Suez Canal was $100 million, which would be around $1.5 billion in today's money. The Suez Canal provides the shortest sea route between Europe and Asia, making it a vital shortcut for international shipping. The canal links the Mediterranean Sea with the Red Sea through Egypt, forming a crucial passage between two major bodies of water. The Suez Canal helps reduce sailing distance, time, and fuel costs for ships, which is why it remains so important to global commerce. Hormuz is currently seeing a dual blockade by both US and Iranian naval forces, adding to concerns over shipping security in the region. The Strait of Hormuz, located off the coast of Iran, is a vital waterway in the Middle East and one of the most closely watched sea lanes in the world. The Hormuz Strait is considered a critical choke point and is approximately 33 kilometers wide at its narrowest point, making it both strategically important and highly vulnerable. At around 20 million barrels per day, Hormuz handled about 1/5 of global oil consumption before the war, underscoring its huge importance to energy flows. The strait also handled roughly 20 to 25% of the world's LNG, much of which originated from Qatar and moved through the passage to global markets. More than 80% of the oil passing through the Hormuz Strait was destined for Asian markets, showing how heavily the region depends on this route. Saudi Aramco CEO said the shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz is the largest energy supply shock the world has ever faced, arguing that no previous disruption matches this one in scale or duration. Amin Nasser estimated that the world has lost about 1 billion barrels of oil supply since the war began, a cumulative hit that he warned is still rippling through every major economy. He added that markets were losing around 100 million barrels per week at the height of the disruption, according to Reuters, underscoring how quickly the deficit built up once Hormuz was choked off. Nasser made these comments to Reuters on May 10th, just as US and Iran peace talks once again hit a hurdle and hopes for a swift resolution to the crisis started to fade. On the same day, the US president rejected Iran's response to Washington's peace proposal as unacceptable, hardening his stance and casting doubt on any near-term breakthrough. Nasser cautioned that even if shipping routes were reopened immediately, it would still take months to rebalance the market because inventories have been drained and logistics chains thrown into disarray. To manage the risks, Aramco rerouted much of its shipping away from the Gulf through the east-west pipeline, shifting crude from eastern fields to the Red Sea port of Yanbu so exports could bypass Hormuz entirely. The East-West pipeline links production in Saudi Arabia's east to Yanbu on the Red Sea, allowing tankers to load there instead of navigating the increasingly dangerous choke point in the Gulf. Nasser warned that if disruptions continue into mid-June, a full normalization of the market could be pushed all the way into 2027, meaning elevated prices and volatility might persist for years. He also recalled that alleged Iranian drones had targeted Aramco's Ras Tanura refinery on March 2nd, an early strike that highlighted how vulnerable Saudi energy infrastructure had become in this war. State energy giant Aramco had temporarily shut operations at the facility after the attack, according to Reuters, adding another disruption to Saudi Arabia's already strained energy network. The war also forced a temporary shutdown at Sadra Chemical Company in Aramco Dow joint venture, highlighting how the conflict has hit not just crude exports, but key downstream and petrochemical assets as well.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.